To the writers who helped me get to this point, I'm very honored and thank you a lot. I know it's getting here is a difficult situation, especially as a reliever, but to be in a situation with this group, I feel very humble and very blessed. So, it's been a long time, but, it was worth it. Thank you.
Thanks, Billy. Go right ahead, CC.
Just want to say thank you to the writers that voted me in. It's been a surreal, past couple days, but excited to be here at the Hall of Fame. Excited to be able to call myself a Hall of Famer, to be able to go on with Ichiro and to be able to go on with Billy. Is really exciting. So I'm looking forward to this summer.
Wonderful. Thanks, CC. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to begin the Q&A portion. So if you have a question, please raise your hand, and either Craig or Caroline will bring you a microphone. When you do have the microphone, please state your name and affiliation and indicate who your question is intended for. As I noted before, we will begin questions in English and then allow CC Sabathia and Billy Wagner to depart from the dais for a Japanese language only portion of the program. Please be sure to ask any questions of CC and Billy during the English language portion. The Japanese language portion will not be translated. All right. So now we are ready to begin. If there are questions, and we can begin down on the left here.
Hi, Nate Macaborski from Yankees Magazine. This question is for CC Sabathia. CC, you've mentioned that when you were a free agent going into 2009, you were kind of nervous about coming to the East Coast and being a Yankee. How long was it before you knew that you had made the right decision, and just how much does it mean to you to have a Yankees cap on that plaque?
Yeah, I think, going into the offseason, I just heard all of the stuff that was going on, the turmoil in the Yankees clubhouse. And, I came from a place in Cleveland and Milwaukee where that was the most important thing. And it just didn't seem like it was that important there. But having a chance to talk to Cashman and him explaining to me that's why he wanted me to come there pretty quick, like 2 or 3 days into spring training, me and Andy are running in the outfield. I get a chance to meet Jeter. We hanging out. And, the pitching staff, we're going to dinners, we're going to basketball games together. So it didn't take long at all before I felt like this was the right decision to make. And, I'm just thankful for Cash that he, was really persuasive, and super excited that I had a chance to play 11 years in the Bronx with that uniform on, and excited to have that hat on my plaque, for sure.
And next, Sweeney.
Sweeney Murdy with MLB.com. Congratulations to all of you. CC and Ichiro especially, it was wonderful to cover you for a few years and get to know you guys. Congratulations. Billy, we crossed paths only a few times, but honored as well. Congratulations to all of you. My question is for CC and Ichiro. You noted earlier you both were in the same rookie class, so you spent an entire decade competing against each other and then got to be teammates for a couple of years. I wonder if both of you could tell me your impressions of each other as opponents, and then maybe how it changed or what you learned about each other when you became teammates.
Yeah, we talked about this last night, and I was telling them the one thing I remember about Ichi is obviously, he stole my Rookie of the Year. But after that, 2006, I'm kind of plugging along. I'm, 6 years into my big league career, and, me and Carl Willis are trying to figure out a put-out pitch. I'm trying to, get a pitch. When I get to 2 strikes, I was throwing like a big loopy curveball. So we were trying to, he was trying to teach me how to throw a cutter. And we went down to the bullpen in Oakland after a start, and he taught me how to throw his version of a cutter. And it came out to be this 82, 83 mile an hour slider that I was like, oh, this thing is awesome. Like, I'm taking this right into the game. And we go to Seattle my next start, and I take it to the game, and I get the 2 strikes on Ichi, and he hits it off the window. So then I'm like, oh, no, I'm getting outs with it, come back around his next at-bat, throw it to him again, first pitch, he hits it out again. So he was just, one of the best players of our generation, always loved battling him. And, 19 years of, well, like you said, 10 years of competing against him and then being a teammate was always a lot of fun for me.
まず敵として対戦していた時はもうとにかく淡々とプレーする選手だなと、 感情が見えないピッチャーとしていいピッチャーであったことは、誰もが分かっているんですけど、今なかなかやっぱ見ない現代では見ない選手の一人ですね。敵なのにすごく気持ちがいいやっていて気持ちのいい選手でした。まず敵としては。
First of all, as an opponent, when we faced each other, he was somebody that went about his business. He just didn't show much emotions out there. In this day and age of the game, it's rare to see somebody as a competitor that he was. But really, it was, of course, he was an opponent, so he was an enemy, but he was somebody that was really somebody that I really enjoyed watching and also facing because of the fact that he was such a professional out there and just went about his business the right way.
ヤンキースで一緒になった時は、やっぱりその敵として見てたとやっぱり同じだと思いました。味方としてもどんな時も淡々とプレーする、感情を見せない、もうすごくこのCCのためだったらやっぱり勝ちゲームにしたいという思いにさせてくれるピッチャーでした。
And as a teammate, and he was the same way. Went about his business, didn't show much emotions. He was somebody that, we wanted to win for, wanted to make sure CC got a win. He was just that type of player that really made us want to win for him.
It's always educational anytime you get a chance to walk through the museum. Like Josh said, this was the third time I think I've been to the museum, but the first time I've been on a curated, tour. So just having a chance to, walk through the Souls of Game exhibit again, see some of the different jerseys and, the Latin American exhibit is awesome. Seeing some of the early, the way the gloves that the guys used, or the catching or the helmets that the catchers used. It's pretty cool. It's the history of the game, and to be able to, be a part of that and be in this museum forever is something that's special to me.
Exactly. I think it was looking back. Can you go through that and you're looking at the names on the boxes as you go through, and you just realize how much bigger the game really is, and if you really truly belong in this. And so going in and looking at the bats and the lockers, and just the transition of the game and how each step of the way it just made it so great, and to bring us to where we are today. It's fascinating just to be, like CC said, to be part of the history of this, and but it just puts you into a really small space when you realize that you're standing there with the Mickey Mantles and Joe DiMaggio's and Sandy Koufax's. It really makes you feel humble.
That's great. Our next question will be towards the back, standing up in white shirt.
Hi, Nick Richardson with the Oneonta Daily Star. This question's for Billy. Your career involved you having to wait till the end of the game to come in, so maybe a little bit appropriate that you had to wait till your last ballot. And I'm sure a lot of people saw the video of you receiving the call.
We're not crying again. So we're not doing that.
Just talk a little about the emotions of receiving that call and finally getting your place here in Cooperstown.
It's humbling. It's special to be the first in Division III, Southwest Virginia. To be on a stage where you're with greats, it's humbling. I don't know if it's deserving. But, to sit out 10 years and have your career scrutinized and stuff, it's tough. The 10th year was to be expected, the toughest, but as I'm sitting here, it was worth it. So it's never been easy for me to do anything. So to get here in 10 tries, I mean, it's a blessing. So yeah, it's really emotional. It's hard to sit through these things, but I hope that people look back and they see the endurance it took to deal with these things, and I hope kids around see that there is a chance that you can get here, and it is possible, and the size and where you're from doesn't matter, and I think Pedro said it first, but if I can get here, anyone can get here, and I'm just very humbled, and so I think those 10 years makes you reflect on a lot of the battles you had to fight to get here.
Next, we will go back in the white shirt, standing up.
Mike White, WICZ Fox 40 out of Binghamton. First off, congratulations to all three of you on 3 incredible careers and this incredible honor. And this question is for all 3 of you. Obviously, when you come in as a rookie, it could be a little frightening just in the majors, but now knowing that you're sitting here today in Hall of Fame, what's that one thing you guys would say to your rookie selves, knowing that you'll be sitting here today and being honored with this incredible achievement?
Me and Ichi was talking about this last night at dinner, and I think the biggest thing I would tell myself is to be patient. I came up at 20 years old, and I wanted to be this right away. I wanted it all. I wanted to be the Roger Clemens, the Pedro. I wanted all of that, and it took me a while to get to that point to be the ace of the staff. So I think for me, looking back at my younger self and early in my career, I would just tell myself to be patient and stick with it because it's coming.
I never thought that far ahead. To be honest with you, I was happy to be in the big leagues, and so when I got there, I just paid attention to Bagwell and Biggio, and so I did what they told me to do, and my job was to pitch, get 3 outs, no matter how long it took. So I don't think I'd had any advice except throw more strikes earlier, so I didn't have to throw so many pitches earlier in the innings, and mix in more breaking balls. But I didn't think that far ahead. I was very fortunate to be there, and to be a closer was a stroke of luck because I had 2 injuries ahead of me. So I was a little more naive than most guys that came in. I was just happy to be there.